So when we think about our goals pre-COVID, we may have some goals that are kind of set on this bar, and we do a bunch of strategies, activities, visualization around these goals right here. And we have some benchmarks that help us define when we're being successful and making sure that we're on track to kind of get at the true north of whatever needs to happen for us to accomplish our goals. Whew. When we think of those goals now and what we're actually accomplishing currently, our goals, while they may still be high, we're sort of noticing that we're not really accomplishing as much now as we were before. That's a tough reality. So when we think about overwhelm and burnout and people sort of feeling frustrated with what's going on at work, what's happening at work, we're having all of the staffing shortage, we're redesigning jobs, our customers are wanting different things, our leaders are not maybe as equipped to deal with the current realities because things have shifted so quickly, who can keep up? That results in our goals kind of being lower right now. So when we think about this whole topic of managing expectations, being abreast of what is realistic in what we can control and what we can't control, we have to be honest with ourselves and kind of say, well, gosh, right now I'm maybe needing to realistically look at goals here, knowing that as time goes on and I wrap my fingers around all of the moving variables that I can't really control, it's going to get better. And it's going to get better because I'm going to learn more about those variables. I'm going to reflect more about where we've gone, what brought us here. I'm going to learn more about strategy. And I'm also going to hear more about the customers, the employees, the people that I serve, and what they need for us to kind of rebuild this. So we're in this difficult space right now of managing our overwhelm, dealing with employee anxiety, all of these sort of buzzwords that are happening now. And part of that boils out of the reality that we just don't have a good handle on what we're dealing with currently. That's not a good or a bad thing, it's just what it is. We, in our propensity to serve people well, our desire to be successful, our drive for things, has us continually looking at the past here. This is kind of our target, and the reality is we're right here, and we need to give ourselves grace and generosity as we go towards those goals and that level of success that we have experienced in the past. And the reason why it's not a vertical just straight up is because this space is maybe not completely clear yet, because we don't know all of the variables. We don't have a real sense of what our customer needs. Heck, sometimes our customers don't even know what they need, right? So as much as all these leaders have spent so much time navigating furloughs, remote workers, lack of supply chain staff, all of these things, in turn, the customers' expectations have shifted and their needs have shifted. Our employees have shifted. So we spend so much time trying to shift to what we anticipate our customers and employees and the people we serve really need. We at least have enough now where we're functioning. I think, generally the leaders I'm coaching and the companies I'm working with, their heads above water. Now, are they still treading water super fast? Yes. Is this sort of pace sustainable? No. Okay, so that's when we slow down to go fast and think through what needs to happen for us to be able to get to this new space up here. So I think of it in three parts. I was actually working with the police department just yesterday. We were talking about this. So first we need to hear. We're sort of on this trajectory, right? We need to hear, then we need to plan, and then we need to hold people accountable. So when I say hear, I'm talking about voice of customer, active listening, the hardest soft skill, I say all the time, and really hearing things that you may not want to hear, because we all have our bias. We've all done our best in a crazy time. It is messy, it has been messy, and so sometimes people are going to talk about the messiness and how we've responded to it, and it's going to sting. So it's okay. You're going to hear things and it's going to sting, and that's just part of what we need to do if we're going to develop an effective plan that's going to sort of address the stuff that we've heard, right? So that's really talking about strategy, the right people in the room, really the whole idea of slow down to go fast. So that's all the planning, right? So the first two parts here is kind of the slow down, painful to go fast part, right? And then we act over here and we verify that our plan is in fact working, that people are executing it, that how I thought you were going to execute the plan is in fact what you're doing, and vice versa, and we have this catch-ball process going on. I was with an engineering firm. They do some manufacturing that's just brilliant. And we had the leaders go out to the employees on the floor and ask them, you know, if your friend was going to maybe apply to work at the plant, how would you describe the culture here? And some of the leaders came back with some really insightful voice of customer things. We asked the leaders to go to departments and employees that they don't normally interact with, that don't report to them. And when there's a surprise or those ahas around, I didn't know that that's what they thought. Well, that's interesting. Well, anytime you have a surprise, that's a chance for you to go, oh, what am I missing? Like, it's never good when we're surprised about people's insights on the culture. I'd love to be a part of whatever phase you're working on right now, because I do believe in your ability to achieve those high standards again and kind of navigate what we can control. It's this day-to-day spin that all of us experience, and that spin gets in the way of us kind of following our North Star and really getting true to the direction that we want to follow. So I'm Carrie Burchell. Love to be a part of your work, how you're hearing your customers and employees, how you're planning, and how you're holding them accountable, and in turn how they hold you accountable. I want to be a help to you in achieving those ambitious goals.